Hi guys, and welcome to another session of Honest Talk About Women, where you'll learn tips, tricks and strategies on how to navigate the minefields of dating and relationships. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also comment in the comment section. It all helps with the YouTube algorithm. Okay, if you've got a story you want to share with viewers, you can email me on my email address listed below. So let's get right into it, guys. This one's a combination of supermarket dating and economics. So there was a stage when I was single and I was dating, and they had a supermarket in Auckland where you could go for a date or do your shopping and go for a date. And the signal was to put the bananas, buy your bananas and put the bananas facing up in your trolley to indicate that you're looking for a date. So I remember doing it. This is going way back. I think it was between my first and second marriage, and it was quite a novel idea. And you've got to read the body language. So, and also look at the rings, guys. So if some woman has the marriage ring on, she's off limits. So that's an indication that not to go there. But if she has a big smile back and doesn't have the marriage ring on, then it's fair game for small talk with her. So engage in some small talk. So didn't have any results that came out of that. I was quite selective on who I talked to. But it was quite a novel idea at the time, and it was interesting. But anyway, going back to supermarket shopping, at the moment I'm the primary supermarket shopper. I've got two daughters that live with me, so I do the shopping. And I go to a supermarket, and when you buy on a regular basis, you see subtle little differences in the aisles. And at this stage, obviously, I'm not looking at dating anyone. I've got myself a girlfriend, so not looking at other women. But what I am looking at is the prices and the manipulation or possible manipulation that's going on within the supermarkets. And it's interesting because there is shrinkflation that is occurring in the supermarket. So you used to buy a packet of biscuits and they had 12 biscuits in it, which now only has 10. So at the same price too. So there's a lot of shrinkflation occurring on the supermarket shelves. And I know it's a cost of living crisis, and I know manufacturers are trying to keep costs down. And this is one of their techniques, is shrinkflation. Also, what I've noticed is the prices have significantly increased at the supermarket during and after COVID. So during COVID, the government printed off oodles and oodles of money, and it created inflation, and prices went up. And it was quite noticeable at the supermarket. So you have fresh salmon, fresh New Zealand salmon that's gone from $30 a kilo to $45 a kilo. That's a 50% increase. And inflation was 6-7% during COVID. I don't know how you can justify a 50% increase in salmon. There's on-land salmon farms. It's not as though you have to get in a boat and go miles and miles offshore to cast your net. It's an inshore activity. I'm not too sure why the prices have gone up 50%. But I do understand it's supply and demand at the end of the day, and there may be more demand overseas, and a lot of the stuff's going overseas. I don't know. But it seems a huge increase. Anyway, what interests me in the supermarkets is the supermarket brand. So if you're a regular shopper, you'll see that supermarkets are quite aggressive with their own brands. And I've got some experience with this because I used to deal with supermarkets, and they wanted to know what your costings were for your products. And I knew they were edging for information to possibly set up a competitive product. And they also talked about capacity in my factory, whether I had spare capacity to produce products for them with their own brand name. And the particular supermarket I go to, their brand is called 𝗪𝗠's, and why they call it 𝗪𝗠's, I just don't know. I don't find that a value-added name, but it's called 𝗪𝗠's. And there's an ever-increasing supply of 𝗪𝗠's products. And it's really interesting because I buy walnuts every week, and there used to be 3 supplier products, and I've noticed recently that there's only a 𝗪𝗠's product now, and it's a classic example of just elbowing your suppliers out. and putting your product there and in the best place. It's interesting, and it's not just one product, it's many different products where you see the supermarket brand either eliminating competitors or telling the supplier, this supply exclusively for me at this price, and it's got the supplier by the balls, absolute balls. So there is a government inquiry into supermarket trading, but New Zealand is a small country. It's only got 5 million. It's got a duopoly. That means two supermarket suppliers, and you're always going to have this sort of issue with a small country. Australia has the same problem, and Canada has the same problem. Australia's a small country with 26 million. Canada's a small country with 35 million. You just do not have economies of scale. You're not going to have an overseas supermarket giant come into New Zealand because the market is too small. You've got to get up to a certain population size to have proper dynamics in the supermarket business and benefits for customers. So it is what it is. But it made me think there's such an aggressive supermarket with their own branded products that I went to the checkout and I saw the checkout lady's name, Pam, and me being sort of a little bit cynical, wondering whether they kind of brand all the staff Pams. And then I saw the trolley person bringing in the trolleys, and her name was Pam. And I thought, how long will it be until they take the signage off the supermarket and call it Pam's Supermarket? So things are changing out there in the supermarket business, and the supermarket is getting stronger and stronger and pushing their brand through. And it is what it is. It's a small population in New Zealand, and the prices are expensive. Apparently Australia came out as the world's highest supermarket prices. The supermarket players over there have got the highest margins in the world. I wouldn't say New Zealand is too far behind that. I'm not too sure where New Zealand ranks, but it wouldn't be too far behind Australia. So that's it for today, guys. A bit of dating advice and a bit of economics, what's happening in this local supermarket. So I hope you got something out of it. Until next time, take care. Don't forget to purchase Alpha Dating and also subscribe to the channel. It makes a big difference. Cheers.